Hey everybody, welcome to the North American version of the PlayStation Tournament's Dojo Fighting Fest Road to Japan. My name is Ultra David. With me for another Street Fighter V Top 8 is Jammers. How you doing out there?
Hey, all good. Tried to get well rested and eat some food, but hey, I've still got energy and that hunger to commentate some more SF5. But hey, like we said, we already determined one player today that's going to be taking a trip to either Japan. Congratulations to Mopolapo on that front. But as David alluded to, now we got to look at who's going to go for Japan from the North American region.
Let's talk about the format first before we get to the players. We have had top 16 players. We're already midway through. We've whittled it down to the top 8. Best of 3 is what most of these will be. Double elimination bracket, of course. And then once we get to the finals, so that includes winners finals, losers finals, and grand finals, then it's going to be best of 5, aka first to 3. Here is who is playing.
Yes, indeed. On the upper bracket, we got Fluxways going up against Space Boy, and on the other side, we got El Chakotay going up against Shadow Ace. 3 of those players are actually regulars in the PlayStation Fight Nights. But if we drop down to the lower bracket, we got Dez versus Chano, I believe it is. I want to say Chano. It could be Kano. I could be wrong. And then the other side, it could be Rusek going up against Choco. I think I'm familiar with Choco. It might be an Akali player, but we'll get into that when we cross that bridge there. But this is what the bracket is looking like. But let us not forget, there's a trip to Japan, but there's also money on the line for these lovely gentlemen here as well, these lovely players too. First place gets a big whopping $1,000 there. That is the most important prize of today. Second place is $600. Joint third and fourth will get $400. Fifth through eighth will get $200. Ninth through 16 will get $100. So all the players that entered today's event, they get a payout. That is participation fees as well as winning it. But the main event is, of course, the prizing to get a free trip to Japan. So I can't wait to see which player takes it today, David.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast to watch, I'm sure. It's another tournament here on PlayStation Tournaments, and if you're somebody who likes to get involved in that kind of stuff, maybe you're somebody who thinks, you know, I've never gotten involved in that kind of stuff before, but I'd like to. Great way to do it is right down here at compete.playstation.com. There's all sorts of stuff that can help you on your journey into becoming more of a competitive player. That's the case not just for Street Fighter V, of course, this is what we're watching today, but a lot of other games as well. There are cool interviews with people. There's media as well. Lots of different ways to get involved here, including, Jammers, the Discord.
Yes, indeed. We're going to pop the screen on the stream right now. As you can see, there is a Discord that you guys can join. You can join the PlayStation Tournament Community Discord to find out everything about the events, articles, video games, and meet other players that play the same game as you and just improve your overall game in general. And like we said, we're in the closing days of Street Fighter V, transitioning to SF6. So this is a very good time to jump into Discord like these and be involved in some of the PlayStation tournaments. There is a link on your screen right now which you can hit up, or there is a QR code. So get your phones out. I know you're pretty quick at those things to snap and never do all this stuff. So get that QR code and it should take you straight to join the Discord. It's going to be cool to see you guys in there. But we got to get rolling with some of these matches, David. Who have we got up first?
Well, we got up first Fluxwaves versus Space Boy. You mentioned how on the winners side of things, these are players who we see all the time in PlayStation tournaments. Here's a great example of that. Fluxwaves, you and I just saw the other day for Fight Nights, ending up taking that thing just a couple of days ago. Very consistently doing well in all of that, and back for yet another one, this time for the Dojo Fighting Fest Road to Japan. Fluxwaves, look at that win percentage. Pretty good.
Yeah, and he's using it with the poison as well. 14 wins, 2 losses, almost a 90% win rate. But hey, I'll take that. Any percentage above 70, in my opinion, at the highest level is super important. But then his opponent, Space Boy, we saw him at the LCQ. Didn't do as well as he wanted to, but he went to do some damage. And again, the young prodigy, he is hailing from New Jersey, and he's using that Luke here in the PlayStation tournament. He's got 78% win ratio here, David. 9 matches played. Nothing to sneeze at either.
Both of these players had deep runs in their respective World Warrior / CPT tournaments. Space Boy was in grand finals of the CPT North America East, for example, where he very, very well could have taken it and just qualified straight up for Capcom Cup. Didn't end up working out like that. Didn't end up working out in favor of Fluxwaves either. But nevertheless, these are two players who in their regions have been very, very strong competitors for a while now.
They have indeed, and the poll results are just in. Kicking it off already, and a lot of you are in favor of Flux Wave. I'm in favor of Flux Wave because he's a poison player just like me, so I've got to be biased towards my character. If it's not my region, we were in my region before, but now we're in David's region. So, as Poison makes her swift appearance to the screen, that's good to see. Guys, to see that she arrived on time. I'm trying to figure out, did Flux Wave pick V-Skill 1, or has he gone with Cartwheel?
He's got Cartwheel there. Yeah, V-Skill 2 for him. And Space Boy has been playing Luke for a while now. That's who he used, for example, in the CPT. He still has Sakura. You'll still see him use that character now and then. He wants us to know as well that Akira is an option for him. But, I'd mostly expect Luke throughout this.
Well, this is a matchup where, if you ask a lot of people, this matchup is actually played in every region. Asia, Europe, and in the US as well, courtesy of several different players. And of course, it is a battle of wits, a battle of attrition. They both got some of the best EX moves in the game, Luke and Poison combined. But again, the big hitters, it really counts when it comes to whip punishing, or even trying to get a clean jump in like Flux did over there.
I love the dash forward to get that thing going on the roundhouse there. Flux Waves. Oh, what a catch by Space Boy, not letting things go by for free. And right back to more of a controlled range. Yeah.
Oh, misses the EX. Love Me Tender. Tried to punish the fireball because of its projectile invincibility. Gets the stand hard punch into the heart rate though. And it looks like Space Boy doesn't look like he's going to jump. He's got good ground control.
Trying to whiff punish that crouching fierce, I think, but not quite there.
Gets his throw. He hasn't got any meter to do that, so he's got to just chip him out. And he walks into Sandblast, unfortunately.
He's not looking for that there. Space Boy's game really was about Fireball. Really very projectile heavy. He's in now.
Here we go. And this is it. You just want to apply the pressure, and even then, both characters can kind of just crouch walk towards each other and gain some ground. Good combo into the corner. Try to go for a delayed back medium.
Yeah, a couple different timings on that there. Flux Waves was patient. We're not going to come.
Oh, there's going to be big damage here for Flux. He's going to go for the Oki and... No, he's going to go for the Super. Okay. Big choice here. The only resources he has left is one more Molotov. He can close the gap with that, but even then, EX Sandblaster into V-Trigger is a big problem.
Well, anything's going to kill at this point, yeah. Great. Patience there, reactions there. What a close one. I would expect nothing less between these two.
Yeah. I'd expect nothing less of the matchup as well. Tries to go for Avenger. I think if he reacted, he would have done something because of the armor properties, but the conversion into the Avant line. V-Break, yeah. V-Break is actually pretty good against Poison because a lot of the mediums, they get caught by V-Breaks and B-Reverses. So
wow, that was just a couple frames off from that forward fierce doing a ton.
They punish them with Crash Fist. Just closing the gap there, spends the bar. I'm not sure about that. He might need that for another time, but...
well, not gonna happen as Flux Waves' patience there pays off. His button timings are great. The decision in the previous round to spend as much as he could to get as much damage as he could paid off great. All really worked out for him.
Yeah, well played, definitely had a strong whip game, good screen control. Obviously, Space Boy had
Did you see that win quote? I'm sure you've seen that quote a million times, but I've never seen that before. Wow. Okay.
I mean, it happens. You should see what she says in regards to, I think it was Ed and Ken.
Okay.
There were specific ones. I've seen a lot of these, but then half the time I just don't pay attention anymore. Oh, trade. I think it went for crouch fist there instead of an actual uppercut. So. Just walking up. This is it. All the chip damage and the straight hits from Poison really matter because the way that Luke contests with that is with the Sandblast, and they toned it down as well, the damage and chip overall. So Poison does win in that department until he gets a big hit, of course. Swing it out.
Oh, Flux Waves really trying to keep it at this range.
He's probably looking
for
for a
Space Boy
hard
seems content to play here as well.
If he loses the life here like he's done it now, he's probably looking for a heavy Love Me Tender or something to get a hard read on there, but he's got the bar now.
Fewer fireballs now that she's in range.
She's looking very strong. Good solid fireball game here from Space Boy. Missed the whip punish on the fierce.
Ooh, that could have been much more, but wow, what a button time out of Flux Waves.
Got the damage. A good choice there with the Avant line. He has to guess, but he said no. He controls the screen here. Does Space Boy skedaddle skedoodle time?
Ooh. Yeah, that is correct. Man, that thing is very difficult to contend with for almost everybody.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think it's Poison's one of the characters where it should be easier to use it against because of the crouch fist. That's what makes her respect Luke from full screen even more, despite having the long range with the whip. So just getting a straight hit with the heart rate again. He might look for a jump soon. He's on the ground just fine, but he might be a bit tempted to make a jump, but it was an empty one.
And he waited for Space Force. Now Flux Wave trying to force something. Back that out a little bit. Wow, Space Boy's in.
Grab. We check. Fantastic stuff there from Flux. Misses throw. Good walk away there from Space Boy. He's probably looking to exhaust the V trigger. There it is. I think if he gets a fierce into something, he should be good. Yeah, he was looking for it as well. Oh my word, he was looking for it as well.
Good work by Flux Waves. What a reaction to jump out of there and get the kill. It's match point. Trying to get into winners finals.
This is the full CA there, full Space Boy, but it's probably better to look for EX Flash Knuckle conversions instead of just going straight to the CA. Flux is just going to keep it to crouch fierce, medium heart rate.
Yeah, when he's in that range, that's really what he's going for. Space Boy seems content to try to be outside of it anyway. I think he wanted to be outside of that as he has been in the past. Not quite there.
Yeah, he was gonna take a risk. He had to. Could be a reversal as well. Back to the Sand Blaster. Pressure. That could have been with punish, but Flux is a bit too late to try and capitalize on that. Still using the fierce.
Very much in control here as Flux Waves. Space Boy giving up V-meter, trying to move forward. But look at these button timings that a Flux Waves could have had EX.
Yeah, unless Space Boy jumps now, I don't see him coming back from this. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally in control there was Flux Waves, and especially that round. That round was a great demonstration of the control that he had. That crouching fierce range was great for him. He was very reactive. He took control with his own fierce when he was in range. Really never let Space Boy get going at all. It was quite a strong performance as Flux Waves moves into winners finals.
So yeah, essentially that's how the matchup goes in favor of Poison. That's basically Gear 1, solid gameplay. Once you get that life lead, you just stick to that game plan. You don't really risk it if you jump. Because Luke can't change his jump up, you can do crouching, medium punch, anti-air just fine, unless they go for the empty jump risk. I like when Space Boy, when he activated V-Trigger, Flux tried to interrupt the pressure and immediately activate his own. And I think Space Boy just got a little bit impatient. Thought that Flux would actually try and steal frames, but because of the solidity behind his gameplay, he didn't have to. Because Poison's gameplay, for the most part, is actually risk-averse in certain situations, but the damage is always there. That's what it's locked behind. So, really good stuff there from Flux.
We asked all the players, what would you be most excited to experience if you won a trip to Evil Japan? For Flux Waves, the answer was being able to fight strong players that I've never been able to play against before. I think that's such a cool answer. Fits well with his kind of gameplay, his focus, you know, the fact that he has really been grinding big time for quite a while at this point, and has put himself in a pretty good spot to be able to do that again in winners finals. So here's what we got right now. We're going to be moving down to the next winner's side pretty shortly, but congrats to Flux Waves for sending Space Boy down, where he will play the winner of Rasek and Choco. El Chocote versus Shadow Ace. Chocote is somebody who has been around for quite a while. We saw him, again, on Fight Nights not long ago, and we have often in the past. His answer to what would you be most excited to experience if you went a trip to Evil Japan was the food, arcades, and the scenery. The food has really been a big trend among most of the answers here. But check out how many matches he's played, and check out that win rate. That is incredible.
I know why he likes the arcade, because in the Japanese arcades, when you're playing these guys at fighting games, their win-loss ratio and their percentage, it's a very solid reflection to their knowledge, just their competitive spirit of the game. But then let's not forget Shadow Ace, another PlayStation Fight Nights regular. He's come here hailing from Atlanta, Georgia, with the Ed as well. Now, similar to when we were watching Hescraft in the European region earlier today, I kind of put Shadow Ace in this category as well. He likes his V-Skill 1, he likes his V-Trigger 1. He uses it as a way of approach, that kind of moving barrier, as well as a way to set up some sort of, rudimentary but potent mix-up and then we work around that, but then it's very difficult for them to adjust when their opponent has to counterplay. Now, we saw Mopolapo have amazing counterplay earlier today. Maybe Chakote's got better answers than he did, because he showed us some really good answers on Thursday, if my memory serves me well. So maybe he might reenact that again, or he might have a new tech between Thursday and now to show us even more, because there is a trip on the line here, David.
A couple of players who we know have a couple of characters up their sleeve. Typically, it is Mika, it's Ed as the mains. We also know that there's the Lucia there. We've seen the Falk in the past from Shadow Ace, so, we'll see which one they come out with here. I would expect Mika Ed, but we'll see. As far as, again, what would you be most excited to experience if you won this trip? Shadow Ace says, buying souvenirs and trying new dishes. Man.
I like it.
Look, the food's good. The food's good. I will agree. The food's good out there.
Hey, man, it's something to look forward to. And it's just a thing in life. You want to try different countries' delicacies.
Yeah.
And
whenever you travel, that's one of the main things to do. See how other people eat. Absolutely right. All right, well, it's the characters that we expected. No big surprises on that front. Trying to make it into Winners Finals versus Flux Waves. Chakotay on the left, on the one-player side. Shadow Ace on the
All right, here we go. This is a matchup we did see not too long ago for those of you who lack the knowledge on this part. Now, they did play in a first of 3 territory again, but they're back to first of 2 territory because it is best of 3 until the respective finals. And already a bad start here for Shadow Ace. Universal out of there. I like that. That could have been punished, but wasn't quite ready for it, Chakote.
okay.
Okay, that's how we're feeling today, yeah, because he wants to win. He was streaming his run earlier today. I'm not sure if he's actually streaming now, Chakote, but...
Nice, okay. Yeah, he streams a lot.
And he got 20k followers on Twitch recently, so congratulations on that.
Twitch.tv/LChakote.
All right, that should have been a punish. That should have been a punish on the drop kick. Charges up the V skill. He's got Nadeshko ready and waiting, so he's got to be careful of that fireball.
Could have bait something ill-advised out, but nothing like that came. Shadow Ace was patient. However, he's back in the mix. Oh, yeah, here it comes.
Activation.
Hey,
yeah,
that's it for sure.
Yeah, because it's stacked up. Go.
You wouldn't even have needed V-Skill to get that damage. Like, that was for sure you were done.
There we go. So, a pretty, not a shaky start. Again, I think the times that Shadow Ace wanted to escape and take the guess, he done it a bit too early, and then he just sat there like a duck earlier before. So. Oh, nice jumping. Chase down, good.
Relentless, good work. He's from the front this time. From the front again! No, oh my, yeah.
It's too much. The guess is way too much. He's not going to build super in time because...
He needs a little more here,
yeah. She can't... Ooh!
Hey, okay, Shadow Ace is alive.
I don't know about this. Because he can't defend himself now, David. Unless he's going to activate,
yeah. Trigger. Yeah, that's the idea. However, there's still, I was just going to say, Nadeshko to think about, which is a great way to handle that.
He can't jump now
looking
either.
good.
Yeah, he can't jump because of wingless airplane. Could have got a conversion there, but it might have been a bit too far. That's why he didn't want to risk it.
Didn't want to risk that, exactly. Back to Shadow Ace, mid-screen. He's hoping to see Chakotay overextend. Oh, maybe so. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's just very difficult to get a read on what Chakotay's going to do.
Yeah, and that's what you'll get at the highest level. You know, it's very difficult. Are they going to challenge? Are they going to V-shift? Are they going to do a regular backdash? Are they going to throw tech? Or are they going to sit there and just, you know, condition you to allow you to do that kind of pressure so they can challenge you later on in the round or the game-changing moments, I should say. But 1-0 to El Chakote as it stands right now.
He's right in there. Oh, man. Oh, no. Shadow Ace in trouble in this first to 2. What a backdash, though. No, cancel.
Oh, he dashed out of there. This is conversion.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Okay, I like
to
this.
Get things started, though. There is Nadeshko, though. Yeah, right over it.
That did a lot of damage.
What a counter. Yeah, I'll say.
He jumps away again. If he plays his cards right, he might get another trigger. No, okay, maybe not. Jumps out of there. Might have to look for another jump. One of them two's going to have to look for another jump shortly, and there it was.
Oof.
Here we go. The trigger's available.
A little bit too far away. This time he tries it again.
He can't cycle upper. Oh, yeah, he can't.
I mean, he was just in a really bad spot. What are you going to do? You got to make a bad bet at that point, and he made the wrong one, and Chakotay is at match point.
Well, I think if he tried to do anything, I think the Deshko just would have got the round for him. So it's best to not give your opponent the satisfaction they want and spend the bar. You know? It's the reset. Cross counter. Are we looking at stun? Not quite.
Oh, that is that. Super's here. There you go. Chakotay is going to take it in pretty fast. 2-0. His offense was great. That's a big part of what you think about when you think about Chakotay. But in addition, defensively, he buttons out at the right time multiple times against Ed, crouching jab, which is plus, and against after Ed, Visco 1, which is charge up, which is plus. And you know, he consistently was able to find those moments when it was the opponent's turn. And boy, if you're not guessing right on offense and also not on defense, pretty tough to move on for Shadow Ace.
Well, what do we say about Mika for all these years? She is the epitome of the snowball effect, and that is a walking casino. So it's like you're just going to have to keep guessing. And it was unfortunate there because this is very similar to what Chakotay did to him on Thursday, right? And he done that thing that you noticed as well. Good observation, David. He doesn't necessarily go for the stun. He'll put you at the one guess for stun, yes, which will lead to him winning the game. And he'll take that risk even if you guess right. And this was a lovely anti-air there with the wingless airplane because they changed his properties. And then this situation here, maybe he could have done Psycho Upper, but I feel if he tried anything outside of CA, like he just would have lost anyway. So. And then right here.
Go. Yeah. What are you going to do? Just got to make the bad bet. I mean, what you really got to do is go back in time a little bit and not be in that situation in the first place. And Chakotay was able to find that over and over again. So he is in winners finals. Here's a look at what that winner's side looks like. 2 2-0s for Flux Waves and Chakotay, who match up again. We saw it not long ago, as we've talked about at the Fight Nights earlier this week. We're going to see it again. Flux Waves and Chakotay. All right, well, before that happens, we're going to go down to the loser's side. So we're going to have Dez and Chano.
Oh, okay. Now I'm seeing it say Dez, but I believe the handle on the website is Desner.
Yeah, that's right.
Is this... Does he play Akuma? It's not Akuma, is it?
I believe it's Zeku, if I recall correctly.
Is it Zeku? My apologies. My apologies. I must have been thinking of something else. I must have definitely been thinking about somebody else. But if it's Zeku, great to see, because this character, speak of the devil, there you go. Shoutouts to Dez here. Got the Twitch channel as well in his early 30s too. Like, we got a lot of people that's 30.
That's right.
Got good win percentage as well. Yeah, Zeku's a character that has been slept on recently. We'll kind of talk about that a bit more when we actually get into the set here. But fantastic win rate. 8 matches played in this. Not too bad, above the 70% win rate. But then his opponent, David, talk to me.
Yeah, this is Chano here. All right, 34. Actually, still pretty young for me. Still young, but hey, good work. Chano is a strong player. Guadalupe, Mexico, I think just outside of Monterrey, if I recall correctly. His win rate is a little bit lower, but he's very scary. He's the kind of player who is willing to make bets, which is something that is helpful if you're an Alex player. And that doesn't always pay off, but it definitely does pay off big time for him some of the time. And it's kind of a volatile style. We'll see how well that works here. For Dez, again, what would you be most excited to experience if you won this trip to EVO Japan? Viewing the Japanese car scene. That's cool.
Okay, good call. Very good
That's
call.
That's cool. As far as Chano, go to the arcades, walk, use the train, eat a lot of food, see how much is the hype of the Japan FGC. So lots of different stuff there. He also wants to say thanks so much to Dreamwalk Coffee and UA Academy who support him. So that's cool. But yeah, again, everybody's got their own thoughts on what they would do in Japan. That one from Des, the Japanese car scene, is one that we haven't heard yet. I think that's a cool perspective.
Of course, especially if you're into that sort of thing, just around the world in general. When I was much younger, I was into car shows. I never went to Japan for one, but like it was definitely a thing to be amazed at in Gorkat there. But good perspectives, good thoughts. Nice to know that these guys. So, as these guys get underway,
Zeku. Yeah.
Yes. So, depending on who you ask, again, subjective opinion, he is a top 5. Now, he is a strong character because in the last version of the game, all he did was get buffs. He didn't get toned down.
Yeah.
I think he's too technical, double the amount of matchups you have to learn potentially, and there's more firepower for easier execution. And when it comes to his tough matchups, other characters just handle it better than he does. So there's not too many negatives behind why you wouldn't do it. I think the biggest problem is the time investment. This is a very good character we're seeing. It's a shame we didn't see more of him in his final version, you know?
Yeah, definitely a strong Alex as the opponent here. Des already in, though. Young Zeku is the choice. He's got the corner. Looking for confirms, but Chano's here. V-trigger 1, V-skill 1. It's his turn still. And that's Young holding onto that V-bar there.
He wants to slide activate because that has too much control, but he's going to get stunned in his trouble, and that should be the game. If he gets the hard hit, yeah, he should be done. That should be it.
I think so. EX do the trick? Not quite.
Wow. There we go.
And Super's there too?
He's not,
oh, wow.
Ooh, okay. Here's the thing. One of the reasons I still think this character is strong is when he gets V-trigger, like slide activate is the most ignorant but potent thing in a round. It has to be. Lovely anti-air with the Grand Techie. He's going to cancel into CA early.
That was sick, actually. I love that.
That was a read, though.
Good. Yeah, 100%, and he was right.
Oh, he tried to shimmy. That was the weasel. Be oppressive there. Here comes the V-trigger 1. Dodges the lariat, but couldn't get the recovery in time at the parry.
Hey. Trying to catch his opponent as he moves away. No anti-air. Into that corner.
Yeah, that was a tricky wall jump though, but Alex has got a crouch fear, so he should be alright. Yeah, Mushin show. Be careful now.
Really bad spot at this point. Anything's gonna do with that light kick is a great round closer.
Tried to do something, I'm not sure what it was.
You know, it just continues to be an issue for Alex that forward fierce is so important to him and so shiftable and so reversible on reaction. That is a bummer. So I understand him going to it in the end right there, but as you saw, Dez got away, got the kill. Pretty good first game, especially at this. I mean, that whole round from the very beginning when he made the read on what Chano would do until the very end, he played great.
Yeah. Let's see if he can keep that up. The knowledge is there, the confidence is there. You have to remember that move stays there for a long time. If you're not careful, gets a grab, and he's out of it. Nice slide.
Wow. Yeah, not everybody can punish that. That was great.
He's got the run slide, he's got the slide in general, young Zeku, but he is open up to situations like this if he's not careful.
That was a hard read on V-shift there. Nothing came. Here it is on the other side.
Out drop.
Yes.
Not dead, but he can go for a reset if he really wants to, but I think he's going to do the full combo.
Oh, no. Man, oh, man. He's trying to jump outside of slide activate. Oh, okay, nice work.
Right. Like you could use more training. So he's got 2 bars here. He hasn't got any... Yeah, Chai hasn't got any meter to fall for the Grand Techie, the court circle back kick again, but he should be alright for now. Jump off the wall.
That's a great escape.
Oh, almost clipped him there for using the V skill. I don't know what interaction that was, but Chano will take it.
That was so sick. Yeah, for sure. So now with young Zeku, the jumping in begins. Chano's trying to move forward again. Again, huge stolen turn.
Oh, wow, that's dead.
After that EX grab, Alex doesn't get free dash, so he's got to pester you with things like roundhouse and the light slash. As the defender, like, you know that, like, Dez definitely knows that. Just a question of trying to react, right? Can you react when he does dash and block otherwise is a big question. And unfortunately for Dez, he didn't get it right that time, so the match is tied up 1-1.
Yeah, I think I noticed this at the CPT when NL was playing Luke. I know a lot of other people do it as well. They're dashing in range of mediums to kind of keep you fixated on the medium instead to get away with it, because he's doing lariat into dash commander. That's pretty damn close. So you probably think something else is on the way, but let's see if Desner kind of switches up his mental stack or tries to do something else to win this game. What a jump!
Here it is, yep. Maybe getting the read, we'll see. Chano maybe has to switch things up.
Yeah, that's good.
That's tricky. What defense, dude? That was sick.
So that, but he's not going to. I think he's waiting for trigger. Do you think he's waiting for trigger? Yeah.
I think you're probably right. He really likes holding on to that D meter. It is enough.
I know Alex is a big boy, but Zeku does a lot of damage via his throws, both old and young. Obviously, young doing more damage on the throws, but it'll still be a bit scary. Missed.
Yeah, that's a big way to start.
Okay, that should have been a safe string, but he got hit by the overhead, so it might have messed up his scenario that he practiced. I think the lariat or the sledgehammer into the side swap.
Yeah, he's jumped almost every time. Yeah, I think he's looking for a shift. I don't know what else he would be doing that for.
Stayed in front. What a grab. And he's going to grab him again.
Oh, man. Yep. He hadn't done it yet. So why not do it 2 times in a row? What a way to end up getting that victory. Now, what can you say? I mean, he definitely adapted. He made some of the changes he needed to make. But for the missed defensive call of like trying to react to when Alex dashes and not press buttons otherwise, he played great. I really liked a lot of what we saw from him.
Yeah, and what a time to introduce the Bushin Flip command grab. You seldom see that, like, just in general, because of the Bushin Flip with the elbow, the kick mix-up, and then when you feel you have a good read on it, you don't. And it's giving Alex a taste of his own medicine, right? Because he's got air stampede and his own head crush command grab as well. But
that's true.
I think I do like the way Chano kept himself in the fight. He handled the corner situation from Young Zeku pretty well with the Weasel as well as the wall jumps. Didn't really risk too much, but maybe Dez kind of messed up the setup in some regard. His chase time was amazing as well. That's another good point about Young Zeku in general, but again, it takes a little bit of work to get this character right with both stances, you know?
Definitely not an easy one to use. Here's where Chano turned things up a little bit. Yeah. And Alex kills fast. No doubt about that. If he does find the right opportunities, he can definitely be damaging. He can stun well. But he just found it hard to make his way back in. And then found it difficult to defend it. I think those are just 2 classic Alex problems, even now. Even as he has been buffed over the years.
Yeah, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we actually saw a reversal from Dez at all. No, I think it's just...
there was no wake-up DP, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, he was good. He was confident. Oh, there you go. Chano eliminated. It'll be Dez versus Shadow Ace in the next round in loser's side. Now, Rasek versus Choco will be the next match that we have here for you. We have 2 players from Mexico, Monterrey for the first. I don't remember exactly where Choco is from. Let me know in the chat if you do. But for Rasek, let's talk about him first. So how is it that he is in loser's side? He was sent there by Flux Waves in the first round of the top 16. He's got a great win rate overall, and he's played quite a bit, but maybe a tough draw as Flux Wave seems like he is the favorite.
Yes, and there's a win rate of 70% there, and then we got Choco here, age 28, same age as me. Woo! Still our 20s, late 20s. Going up. He's going to be using the Dakalis. This could be an interesting matchup. If it is going by what the fight cards are showing us, this can be very tricky for Choco here. But I've seen him in these tournaments before. He's more than capable of handling these. Now, of course, these guys again are up next. Now, I remember, shouts to the production team. These guys have been on point all day. They sent us a message saying one of the players has a very long name. So we're just going to call him Rasek. And when I saw that name on the first one, I was like, yo, he gave you the full name. And I was like, okay, I like that. Wish my name was as long as that sometimes.
Chocali was sent to losers by Spaceboy earlier. Let us know who you think is going to take it between these 2. Again, in answer to what would you be most excited to experience if you went a trip to EVO Japan, for Rasek, it was play against pro players. That's cool. I think that's been a popular answer. I highly agree with that. And for Choco, kind of the same purpose, but he phrased it differently. He says, to have a chance to win EVO Japan. Yeah, that's some confidence right there.
Yeah. I like that mentality. I think obviously with probably the limited time they'll have over in Japan, unless they want to extend it for a holiday by your own means, of course, you can feel free to do so. Definitely I like these objectives. And the focus for them is playing. And they all like to do that. Well, playing and then eating and then going back to playing. I like that.
It's a pretty good mix of things to do.
Right.
Yeah, I see people in the chat talking about Nikali in 2023. Look, the character's good. I mean, he got some nice buffs. He can follow up better than he could before. I don't think that I would tell you he's the best character in the game, but if you are somebody who likes Nikali, you can make that work still. We saw Nikali in Capcom Cup. It happened.
We did. Right, V-shift. Probably would have gone for a V-break there. But he gets the double reverse regardless into the reversal. That looked like a fake safe jump. Activates. Trying to run away because he thought the command grab was on its way. It might be there soon. Yeah, he thinks the command grab's coming, so he's not going to deal with any of this. That's a plus.
Oh, wow. Maybe
That should have been
too
plus.
much of a turn. Yeah, I imagine, but sometimes you feel like you gotta take a bigger turn. And, okay, hold on a sec. It's not over.
Protect. Wow, he knew the situation was coming. He's not going to cross him up. Got
V-skill.
V-skill too!
Yep,
Oh,
yep,
no.
yep.
He mitigated the damage, though. Just waiting. Psycho Blast again, and that's
Same
Blast.
idea. Away.
I mean, unless he gets a jump. Yeah, I don't see anything happening there, so...
Yeah, you can tell Choco was just playing a style to be reactive and wait. If there had been V-skill again, he probably would have looked for that.
Yeah. Reversal again. He's been using these uppercuts a fair bit today, Choco, so hopefully it doesn't get him in trouble. We swing.
Wow.
They are swinging. No V-break
Still a
again. And no V-break again. Okay, he seems he just wants to stay in the corner, not giving any breathing room at all. Nice back to the mid-screen. Good bait. These things were getting him in trouble. He had to bait eventually. Nice.
He's away. You mean activation? No. Instead, it's Rosek moving in. Sly, here comes the activation.
Well, he's waiting for his trigger to arrive very shortly here. Is Choco. Not quite yet. I think,
boy.
He's trying to get sweep activate, but the crush counter, I think. That's what he's fishing for, I believe. But he's got his V-trigger anyway, so maybe a stomp activate will do the trick. Oh!
Nice. Tricky stuff, not allowing even Choco to get going on trigger.
Okay, to the final round. Start to introduce the ground pounds. Here's the command grab. Gonna do the Raging Light straight to the corner. He can go for another grab here, but I think that's what Rasek thought.
Ooh, what? Okay, Choco with a very interesting solution.
No V-break again?
Yeah, he never has. Yeah. Here's a chance.
Yeah. I just think V-break would help him in these scenarios, but I guess he doesn't feel the need to. Command grab, watch out for the reversal. Oh, he sensed
That is
it.
what he was thinking about, yeah.
Good pressure again, knee press. He's going to have to Psycho Crusher out there. He has to. He's got to get out of there.
He's trying to hold on to it. You could tell he may not get a chance. Oh.
Get out.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got to get out.
Stand jab, I wonder what he was looking for, what he was thinking about, but Choco, whatever it was, didn't give into it, had his V-skill to find the kill.
Well played. I like how Choco has been pretty unorthodox on defense. It's been, reversals for the first half, and then, wake up buttons for the second half, but then the wake up button set up the grab, and then when he's on the offense, he applies the grab as well. So there's been a strong mix-up with our character that's an amalgamation of all the archetypes in the game. I just hope it doesn't overwhelm Rasek, because Bison should be overwhelmed with this character pretty easily.
Well, here's a chance to get that going. Another chance to get it going.
Good jump.
This is a chase. What a backdash, though, by Choco.
And what a backdash there from Rasek. They've got a good rhythm to each other's gameplay, I must say. Backdash again.
Block confirm. Again, Choco waking up with buttons. Maybe, again, sensing that Rasek was worried about DP.
He's going to have to probably look for, activation in some sorts. Back throw. He might have to bait something. And that's what he tried to do.
Yes,
Here it
the
comes.
walking forward first. Absolutely right.
No conversion.
Ay, that's gonna do it. Yes, wow. Choco has really taken advantage of when Rasek seems like he's a little nervous up close.
I guess it's because of the kind of cycle of defensive choices that he hasn't been able to consistently guess correctly on those. So this is what's allowed Choco to kind of really be hostile and mentally overwhelm him. Gets that new target combo from the Shadow Axe. Makes away at the moment. He pressed right at the tip and he gets crush counted straight into the corner. I think he can throw him though. He's waiting.
Again. Yeah, he was worried. Choco sensed it, woke up with buttons. That has happened so many times so far.
Uh-oh. Here we go. I mean, he's feeling confident right now. He could do another one soon. He gets a regular grab, micro command grab. Yeah, he tried!
He did. Okay, Rasek's patience actually paid off that time. He's got EX. He's thinking about it, surely.
He's got a Psycho Blast. I think he's got a Psycho Blast.
Yeah, I think that's... Oh, man, maybe now not, yeah.
Yeah, too late. Good button press, though. If you can just build that meter for the... Yeah, for the AX move, he needs something to work with. This last interaction here to give him a lifeline on this final round if we get there.
Here's the ball.
No.
Into what? He's right over it! It's not enough! Really wake up 3-framer right there from Rosic. After he was so concerned so many times about the opponent's defensive options, he brings out his own button.
Alright, here we go. So, Rosic giving himself a lifeline. The EX Disguiders puts him straight in the corner here. And a button. He's feeling more confident on defense now, David. I'm liking this.
Yeah, he looks more confident in general. However, Choco's still here.
Block it out for a little bit, knee pressed, good backdash, and he done backdash into ground pound. He's been caught by Psycho-X that 2 or 3 times now. Let's change that up.
What a chase! Not so much N though.
Press. He's got no meter now. So he's gonna have to do this the earnest way. Good block!
Oh, here's a great start.
He can do another one if he wants to. Come on, grab. This is big, David.
Oh no!
He messed up his own timing!
He sure did.
Oh!
Big plus and a command grab for the kill! The Gen from Rosic to take the second game. It is 1-1.
Wow. What a turn of events. He was actually on the brink of defeat, similar to what happened with Momochi in the cup. But he found
yeah.
a lifeline and he was able to bring himself back. So he's still in this dogfight, 1 apiece. The crush counters from Psycho-X have actually been paying dividends for him in a situation I feel Choco should not be doing backdash into V-skill. Backdash is fine. Trying to take your turn back. If you're going to do that, do backdash and jump. If you're going to do the V-skill, think about jumping instead. That might work. Other than that, his defensive choices, like you said, Dave, he's feeling a bit more confident on defense now. I think that's what he was missing in the very first game.
Rosic just looks like he's more confident in general than me. He's pressing buttons more often. He's moving around a little bit more confidently and in stronger ranges. Look at all these buttons he's pressing now. He was not doing that in game number 1.
Much better. This is fantastic.
Psycho-X into down forward fierce into down forward fierce. That is a stolen frame of 10 frames or something like that. He's getting away with it though.
It's huge. Come on, grab. Second, and again with the 4-frame button, and he does a raw activation here. Does he want plus frames from Psycho-X, or does he want to get out? He wants to get out. Okay.
Again, looks for jab there.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you why either. Wow, I don't know why he's doing that.
What a jump timing! Choco takes advantage and puts himself at match point. So Rosic has looked good, but in that round, a little bit more from Choco again, making seemingly the counter adaptation, at least after the start. Here we go. Maybe trying to make it fast.
Alright, he's got no bar here. He needs to build He needs to build bar. He's using E-Press to get out, but he uses Psycho Blast instead, and he gets a Raging Light for his troubles. Back throw. Okay, he just has to firm this again until he gets trigger. He cannot do anything until he gets trigger.
Rosic. Slide under. Choco didn't get too much out of it, though.
He's still jumping. Jumped away again. Just waiting there. And then a jump back jab. That. Yeah, Psycho-X is too slow to punish that. I'm not sure if Bison can actually punish that, actually.
Maybe not with charge at least. Here we go in the corner.
He's got him. Yeah, I like this. Harassment with the stand fierce. One more guess,
David.
David.
Is mounting. The cross up. But that leaves him in the corner. Oh no, because he did V-skill, he didn't get the punish.
He messed up his own mix-up. I don't know what that was.
He thought way too far ahead, man. Oh no. If he had but blocked and then gotten the regular block punish, that would have been surely the round. Anything would have killed almost. And instead, he went way too far ahead in the wheel of mix-ups into V-skill to the other side, thereby missing and not getting the punish. It's a bummer. What can you say? It's a tough way to go out.
Damn, my mix-ups are too good for even me. That's probably what he's thinking.
Yeah.
I think in that last instance, if he... I think he did the V-skill to just get out. I'm not sure if he wanted to mix him up, per se. I think he just wanted to get out, but then Choco, he went back to the reversal strategy on defense at the latter point, or the last point, I should say. Maybe he wasn't expecting it. He went for a roundhouse, so he was ready to react, I suppose, because it is a 9-frame move, I think. Roundhouse or something like that. But yeah, it's just unfortunate. But yeah, a very tentative start, and then as he grew into the set, this is first to 2 territory. He grew more confident, grew into it, started implementing his own mix-ups, good reads on Choco. I don't think Choco really changed much outside of doing more jumps and reversals to avoid Bison's EX moves, I suppose.
Whew, that was match point Choco. There were how many? 3 or 4 match? I guess there were 4 match points for Choco. Ultimately ended up getting it. Yeah, that beginning, that start was definitely a tough way for Rustic to get into the set. He had a lot to come back on. And here in this final game, it was a great start for Choco.
Yeah, excellent start indeed. And then the
Great
jump
read
on
this.
the knee press, felt more confident, got the cross up, and then this. Yeah. Well, Bison definitely looked the wrong way. Or Nakali went the wrong way. But yeah, that was unfortunate. And then in a scramble scenario, it was Choco that prevailed. Now, I did get a fun fact. Rasek is actually Caesar backwards. Thank you very much to the production team for telling us that. I should have mentioned that earlier.
I didn't figure it out, but thank you.
Yeah. But Caesar is out of the tournament. Unfortunately, Choco prevails, and he'll be going up against Space Boy, and Shadow Ace will be going up against Dez in the lower bracket, of course. We'll be seeing Fluxways going up against Chocotate in a run back that was 3 days ago, very, very soon.
So that's the state of things in this tournament. There's a lot of tournaments, a lot of stuff going on. And you can get involved with it by going to compete.playstation.com. Yes, that's the link down there. Please check it out. Again, as we've often talked about, it's not only tournaments that you can join, but also media and some informational stuff in order to get involved, learn a little bit more about how to compete, when to compete, where you can do so. And that is a great way to get started in your journey for Street Fighter or for whichever other game you are interested in.
Yes, it is indeed. But yes, right now what we are going to do is we're going to take a short break. And then when we come back, there's going to be more action for today's event for Dojo Fight Invest Road to EVO Japan for the North America region. See you in about 5 minutes. Hi, and welcome back, everybody, to twitch.tv/PlayStation for the Dojo Fighting Fest Road to Evo Japan, where we're calling the action over the North American region to see who gets their free trip to Japan and wins $1,000 here. We're looking at the bracket right now, just to give you guys an update. For those of you who are tuning in, possibly, the upper bracket final has been determined. Fluxways will be going up against El Chacate. For those of you who don't know, that's going to be a run back from a couple of days ago, and we'll discuss that when we get to that point. But yes, we're going to be dropping into the lower bracket and continuing the journey from there, with Shadow Ace going up against Dez. Myself, Jammers, on comms alongside Ultra David. David, how you feeling thus far?
Oh, I'm having a good time, of course. Yeah, we're expecting there to be strong matches. There are. I'm really happy that it's cool to see there are each of the countries, Canada, US, and Mexico, repped in the North American bracket. That's always cool to see. Strong players from each of them. You mentioned what winner's side is going to look like. You talked about the loser's side. As far as how they got into there, Shadow Ace was sent down by Chakotay. We saw that one happen. That was a match that did happen on stream itself. And as for Dez, he's been in loser's side since Chakotay as well, actually, at the beginning of the top 16. So Chakotay, a wrecking ball on the way through for both of these fellas.
Damn, he's out here ruining other fighting game players' day to get sure he gets some satisfaction and reward of his own. But yes, the poll results are in. Apparently, you guys are even. You can't make up your mind. You're neutral in the balance. I like that stuff. 50% on each side. Interesting.
Unlikely, but I am, happy to see it. And I get it. Both of these players have made it far in a bunch of these events in the past. So it totally makes sense. We talked about their win rates earlier. Both of them have great win rates. So yeah, it makes sense to me. As far as the characters, we're looking for this to be a Zeku and an Ed. That's exactly what we got. No surprises.
Ooh, but Dez has swapped his V-triggers this time round, if you notice, David. He's gone for V-trigger 2 instead. The combo extender, an anti-air, very good against fireballs. Maybe he knows that Shadow Ace likes to use V-trigger 1, so if he gets close enough, he can get an activation.
Let's party if you think you can keep up.
Let's see how this goes. Have I seen this matchup much? No, I don't think so. Outside of when Ending Walk used to play Gunslinger, and Gunslinger hasn't played the game for a while. I haven't actually got updated knowledge on this.
Yeah, not a common one that I see either. Even though both of these characters are good, just not terribly common. Trigger 1 on the way in, dash forward to kind of reset. Still has more here, right.
That gets everybody. But the damage, it's for me, it's too minuscule. And Zeku's got 1,000 vitality. His health didn't change in that big health update that happened a couple of seasons back. That's going to be the stun.
He may build super on this.
Yeah, he's going to build super. He's going to kill as well.
Ooh, nice. It was just there.
Should be it.
I think so.
Yeah.
So great start. He got 2 of those neutral jumps over intended throw techs by Dez. So Dez is really going to be paying attention to that, I'm sure, in this next round.
Ooh, okay. Flash with that. Interesting. Forward throw. Pressured there, and the jump. He went for a tick throw because he probably thought Dez was going to block that. Jump. Execution show. Going straight to the corner.
Oh, what timing.
Wow!
That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, bummer for Shadow Ace. He's out of that situation. And it's Dez who buttons in. May bring trigger. Yes, he does.
Okay, is he going? No, you can't stun here. Yeah. Too much scaling.
Yeah, but anything would do it. And there it is. The way that he throws, dude, that always cracks me up. That throw animation is so different than most in the game. Most of in the game are like a second long. His is just bam, right away.
Yeah, I like it. How quick and how powerful it can be. So. Yeah. Oh, gets the frame trap with the stand hard kick. A lot of stun is being racked up here. Going for another reset.
Would rather have setup. Yeah, cool. Still there. Okay.
Oh, he's stunned. He's definitely stunned now. You are stunned.
Oh boy, but next one for the kill, surely. Shadow Ace is gonna be.
That was sick.
In pressure.
That was so good.
No meter on Dez's side. Quick rise into it. Okay, he blocks it up.
Good block.
Boy, finally the EX comes.
go, just trying to get a sneaky turn with that standing light kick. Watch out, because that can cancel into EX run if he's good enough.
Backdash after that. That's Zeku's turn. But
Jump forward either. Oh, he jumped forward. Wow. Out here. Here comes the V skill 2 again. There's a throw.
Okay. You know, in getting back in those situations, Dez threw a lot. He didn't really take big risks, and yet it wasn't Shadow Ace expecting that stuff. And an interesting sort of callback to how the round number 1 went, where Shadow Ace did so much work with his own grab or grab baits. Like, that was basically the mix-up of that round. Really, really big change around so that it was Dez who had control in that third round.
Alright, get into this next game here. Gets caught with the Psycho Snatcher. Ending with the splash, the chase down. Oh, you thought that was a punish. That should have been a punish because that is a -4, the Psycho Spark. So.
Gonna get decent damage on this into setup.
Put himself in the corner. Yeah, you can't do that. There's too much of a gap. There's way too big of a gap if you do hard kick into the slow version of the V trigger. There's a faster version, but not many people do that. What's this under? Away.
From the front, but not the rest. Trying it out. Can he get through? No.
Whoa, that was
cross up. That was actually legit. You know, we've seen some mix-ups with that today. That one was trickier than most.
Yeah, and for the most part, when the V-Trigger is out and lingers there for like more than 3 or 4 seconds, like the guys we've seen today, Hexcraft and Shadow Ace, they've been pretty damn successful with that, so. Kick. Jumps out. Yeah, good choice there with the Psycho Upper this time. Last time he teched and got blown up for it, so now he's gonna like reverse the tides here.
Kind of chase a little bit of Shadow Ace. However, Dez catches.
Good blocks here from Shadow. And he went for a jump immediately. Interesting defensive choice after doing a block in a block string there.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, we're seeing some great knowledge out of Dez when it comes to dealing with that trigger. Even though he's gotten got sometimes, he's had great solutions as well. His own setup comes.
And I think he tried to jump again. Didn't quite work out. And the double jump. The platformer is here in Street Fighter. And it puts Dez at match point.
Into Young very fast this time. Very jump heavy approach from Shadow Ace. And Dez is just gone. See ya. Now it's his own turn.
To where I forget this man has a target combo.
Alright, yeah.
To go low just in case Dez was walking backwards, but he didn't snuff it out. There's a shimmy into the target combo. Big stun coming through again.
Well, could have had a little more on that, but hey, got some damage. This is gonna be good. Yep.
And he spends
Gotta
the
respect
bar.
that trigger too. Next hit could kill if it's the right one.
And he can't jump either, and he can't throw that V-trigger out by itself. Oh, he's dead.
Wow. He could have been, but then he was extra dead after Dez got the grab. And that's going to be the match. It will be Dez moving on. Shadow Ace, look, make it into top 8 on winner's side. It was great. Unfortunate then to lose 2 straight. That's always the biggest bummer when you make it into a top 8. You're feeling optimistic. You're feeling good. It doesn't go as well as you expect. So unfortunately for Shadow Ace, that's going to be that. Dez will move on, though.
Yeah, well played to Dez. I think we were on the right side of the screen a fair bit for both players. I'm not sure. Maybe the biggest interaction for me was when they both jumped for the cross-up. They weren't sure what the next guess was going to be from the attacker. Yeah, that situation right there. That was one of the many that panned out. They weren't quite sure. I like the answers that Dez introduced to V-Trigger 1, but I also like that Shadow Ace was able to get 1 or 2 situations, like that cross under
that
there.
was great.
Fantastic. Yeah, really good stuff that was panning out here. Probably, again, Shadow Ace, we said this about him on Thursday, and we said this about Hexcraft earlier. I really feel like some of these Ed players, they should just follow what Ending Walker's doing and really abuse Flicker sometimes. I feel their style is not giving the opponent enough to think about. They are doing certain things, and they have to resort to reversals or weird defensive choices to get them out of trouble, but if you put them under block stun, and get them to really practice and lab how to deal with Psycho Flicker, it'd be a different ballgame. You can still have your playstyle, just integrate that into them. You'll be an absolute beast, I can tell you that.
I feel part of the difficulty of playing Ed is that he has so much stuff he could be doing in neutral. That's part of his strength of the character, is that he has so many things going on. As you say, he can really keep that mental stack high even in neutral. But as the player using him, you also have a lot of stuff to think about, and you also have a lot of things that you could be doing at any one time. And so, different people will go towards one thing or another. It's hard to integrate everything. And I think that's why, even though everybody thinks Ed's so strong, there's really only certainly under 5 players who are at the apex. Yeah, just a small handful at the apex with that character. I think that's part of why. Anyway, we're moving on to the next one. This is going to be Space Boy versus Choco. Again, we talked about how Space Boy was very close to qualifying for the Capcom Pro Tour, Capcom Cup himself, really just a couple of rounds away in the NA East, and did it with Luke. Cool to see him using a very strong character. He still does pick other characters occasionally, but I think I would expect for this to be Luke still. And for Choco, I think I pretty much only see Nikali out of him, so that's what I'm expecting here.
Yeah, I only see Nikali out of him as well. It'll be interesting. I don't think he can implement the same defensive tactics he did in his previous match in the lower bracket side, because you're going up against one of the highest damage output characters in the game, especially when he gets 1 bar. So when you get the 1 bar and it don't work out, he's going to get big damage pretty early on. He doesn't have to wait for a specific point. You can get that probably 10 seconds in if you play your cards wrong. So we'll see how that pans out here. Heck, maybe even Spaceboy could try the Sakura, but I highly doubt we're going to see that. He did use the Sakura in the CBT finals to try and really surprise Punk to qualify for the Cup, but that didn't really work out. But yeah, I can see Luke versus Nikali here. And then the jump game, I'm not sure. I think Luke's pretty consistent anti-airing Nikali, if I'm not mistaken. Cross-cuts included as well, so
sure.
Be all right.
Well, people at home, people watching, 67% think that it's going to be Space Boy who ends up taking this. I get it. I think Space Boy is in a good position. That said, we've seen Choco take out really big names before. He's made deep runs himself, certainly capable of making it happen. So I also understand why a third of you still think that it's going to be him who comes out on top.
Indeed. I see the voters are in. We're getting this next matchup lined up for you guys already. Like you said, thank you very much for tuning in and sticking with us today. Not just the region we had earlier with the European region, but again, we are in the North American region right now. Make sure you tweet out the stream, twitch.tv/PlayStation. Let everybody know. Remember, it's the trip to Japan, a country that's on everybody's bucket list. So get to it, share the stream. And then, of course, we'd like to see more players as part of these events as well. Not just for SF5, but for other games included as well. But I'm trying to think. Like you said, I don't think I've ever seen Choco play another character.
He told us that he has Luke up his sleeve. We asked, again, a few questions to all the players. Who's your main? Who's your secondary? And so forth. And he says that he mains Nikali, which we know, but Luke is the secondary. Not surprised that it's Luke for Space Boy, and that it is, of course, Nikali for Choco.
Yeah. Saying you have a Luke up your sleeve, I have a Luke up my sleeve. If that makes you
understood.
If that makes you feel any...
You've never played Luke a day in your life, but you got a Luke.
No. I don't know. You're not scaring everybody with that statement. Yes, already. That's a good start there for baseball. This is interesting because I think when it comes to damage differentials, I think Sandblast is probably slightly more damaging than Nikali's V-skill. He's got more control there as well, actually. Get the counter here. See, I think he pressed the wrong button.
Wow.
Nikali's actually pretty bad at punishing V-shifts. He has to make a double dash or a dash into a jump to get the V-shift. Pretty brazen things he has to do.
Doesn't have normals that really lend themselves to that sort of stuff, I suppose. Jumping in, and Space Boy wasn't expecting it. That was the one moment. And now if Choco finds a hit, he's got super. He doesn't even need to spend super, I don't think.
Well. Suppressor!
Now that was counter hit. I don't think that was grab. that
Nah,
it
was
got because
definitely
you would have seen the like ding, you know, if
Yeah,
it had
yeah.
been grabbed. So Choco just got caught pressing a button, but that was close for him making the comeback.
Yeah, all because of a jump. Because of a jump. The anti tried to command grab again, failed miserably. And he gets hit with the snapback target combo straight to the corner. And he's respecting that reversal there, Space Boy. I like it. No anti-air. Oh no, he committed to the forward hard punch already. Let's see what happens. Cross cut.
Nice, Choco. Oh, Space Boy escaped, then his own fierce, right back into the corner, spends a bunch of bar. Here's Choco.
Not sure about spending the bar. He didn't cancel. He might have wanted to cancel to CA there because you can do that now, but he might have been too far for a proper connection. I'm not sure.
Space Boy maybe taking a risk with these fireballs, yes. Well, the question is, I guess, whether he thinks Choco can react. Of course, we're playing between Mexico and New Jersey. See if that's a thing.
I think he was a bit too obvious with full screen knife there.
Nice.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Just gave him the mix-up. It's all good.
Final round. Fight.
Bit close here. Well,
Okay.
I'm not sure that's what Space Boy actually wanted, but it worked out for him.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, surely. A little bit
I
of
mean,
meter built for Choco.
If that's the deciding moment for him to go to Japan, then we'll bring it up later. Here we go. Shift again there from Space Boy. Hard punches to flash now.
Ooh, let's go. It's Choco in. Space Boy escapes. This time there's DP.
We just gotta be careful because next hit, whether it's a low forward or something, he's dead.
Absolutely. That is game one for sure. Choco. Now, that happened a couple of times. He did the dash up into light, which is plus. Then it's just a mix-up. Is he going to do the next plus button, or is he going to do the grab instead? And twice, unfortunately for Space Boy, he guessed wrong. That said, checking movement like that, yeah, honestly, under the circumstances, might be tough. But that's the name of the game. We'll see if he can mount that back, or maybe, you know, maybe knowing that he plays differently so that it's not about his reactions and more about his offense. We'll see what the take is going to be from Space Boy.
Well, off to a bad start already with the medium and the V-skill connecting, and he's being a bit too offensive with the forward hard punch, but the positional advantage is now in his favor. He could have got a target combo after that, but he's still making up damage with other means.
Oh man, he is absolutely caging Space Boy. Space Boy stuck. Choco, seeing all those buttons, was worried about DP, but right back into his own buttons immediately after. It's match point, just like that.
What a turnaround here for Choco, or should I say not a turnaround, but like what a consistent run he's been having here thus far.
Space Boy would love to just keep it to either ranged or him up close. He's been able to weave through pretty consistently. Here we go.
Oh, he got him, and he went for the level 2 flash knuckle, but he didn't get a pickup from that. That's going to be a vital knockdown opportunity missed there. So Choco is trying to come back. I don't know if it's going to be by a jump or a dash again.
But you know he's scheming to move forward. Well, that's one way.
Buffer. Spends the 2 bars, though. Interesting.
Oh,
no.
huge jump moment for Choco. Holding on to the activation. Tried to take too much. It's Space Boy.
Could have got a much better combo there, Space Boy, but yeah, he's going to anti-air with the Rock Smasher. 3 hitting projectile, one of the best in the game. Give himself a lifeline here to try and equalize in this set.
Big jump of his own.
He's jumping with the hard kick, but we'll take that damage anyway because of the corner carry, and he interrupts this time. Good choice, because you can do that against a command grab, but
he has done meaty block twice after knockdowns here. You can tell he doesn't really believe in pressure versus Choco. Whereas Choco, not too worried about the same. Wake up buttons again! Space Boy is letting him get away with stuff on wake up.
he is. IB shift into the break. Here's a grab. He took advantage of that accumulated gray health, and this is going to be big. Okay, he missed it. He done it again!
Same exact situation. It happened exactly again, and Choco is going to take not only that round, but the game and the match, eliminating Space Boy.
Well, it happened about thrice moments there because, as you said before, he'd get in this range where he'd be in trigger already, and maybe within stand hard kick range, maybe a bit closer, just dash, do the jab, and it's the mix-up between the medium kick and the command grab. Obviously, the command grab is slightly slower. You can interrupt it, but if that medium kick catches you, legit frame track, counter hit pressure, and the super was there. So the situation, he set it up perfectly. Whether he was thinking about that from the moment he got the trigger, different story entirely. But you know what? That was the bane of Space Boy's existence. Fantastic stuff there from Choco.
I really, really like it, yeah. And again, maybe the distance between them was part of it, but it didn't seem like there were issues hit confirming on Choco's side. It seemed more like Space Boy was worried about pressuring Choco when he had chances to knock down, because he did get chances to knock down, even in the final game there. He did have moments. In fact, many of these were moments where Choco took advantage with Wake Up Button. Here's an example of that. That happened quite a bit, and that allowed Choco to turn Space Boy's pressure into his own, into corner pressure, into control, multiple times.
And as you can see here, he got a little bit more into his stride near the end when he was on his last legs. Got the anti-air with the projectile. I don't know why that anti-air is from that distance, but here we are. And then, yeah, he just waited, and then he just dashed again. And then it looked like in that particular scenario, Space Boy held up. And that wasn't... The thing is, in that situation, it's hard to judge the risk-reward accordingly, because he could have taken that. Just looking at it from a third-person perspective, you could have taken that, but in the heat of the moment, you're not going to do that. You don't have access to V-Shift to make things easier, or harder, depending how you look at it. But yeah, Space Boy is bowed out of the tournament, so therefore, Choco got up against Dez in the lower semi-finals.
All right. Well, there you go. That's what we're looking at right now. Dez and Choco coming up next. We have, I'm sorry. Yeah, Fluxwave versus Chakotay is where we're going to be headed next. Sorry. My bad on that. We're looking for the winner's side. Now, as we mentioned before, whenever there's a finals, that will be 3 out of 5. This is going to be the first one of those winners finals between Fluxwaves and Chakotay. Now, you mentioned earlier that we saw this matchup happen not too long ago.
Yes, we did. And it's interesting because we spoke about it. When we were speaking about it on Thursday, I was saying that Flux did use V-Skill 1, and it did get buffed in the final version of the game. So it is better in terms of combo potential because it actually has a higher damage output than Poison's V-Skill 2. But Poison's V-Skill 2 grants you better Oki, and it's more legit Oki, of course. But for those of you who don't know, just speaking from first-hand experience of a Poison player, when you go up against anybody and you think they know Poison, you will take your chance with V-Skill 1 to see if they actually know how to deal with it. And Chakotay was having a rough time dealing with it on Thursday. It can avoid throws, you get a juggle afterwards, you get good damage depending on your meter that you've got stored. Crouching attacks can beat it, but you have to risk getting thrown. And then if Poison's got the bar, you can set up the Stand Fierce into heart rate. So there's a couple of scenarios that you have to consider. And if you don't consider them, then...
Sure, even if you know what the solution is, and I'm sure Chakotay does, it's, you're guessing, right? You're hoping that it's going to be the V-Skill that you'd then do a crouching attack against, rather than like any of the strong Oki options that she could have done otherwise, which would be a bummer for you. So yeah, that is how it went when we saw them before Fluxwaves ended up getting the W. Now, question is, it's only a couple days before, and I know that they've played many times, but it's always interesting to see how people make adaptations happen, even if it is in matches that they've played a lot, even if it's versus people who they have played a lot. As the competitor, it's always on you, especially the one who lost, to think about what changes you need to make going into the next one. And so I'm looking for Chakotay to make some changes at least. We'll see what it's going to be. You at home on the Twitch stream think that it's going to be Chakotay who takes it, huh? 66% believe so.
I'm gonna look at this differently. If you had to pick between a Mika or a Poison player, you lot are in favor of the Mika player. I see you. These are both my characters anyway. I'm cool.
Yeah.
But I know you guys, well, I don't play Mika anymore, but I can still... People brand me as a Mika player. No matter who I pick, they'll always brand me as a Mika player. But it's going to be interesting to see. So one thing, again, David already knows this, but I'm going to reiterate for the viewers at home as well. Keep an eye out for the V-Skills, because... in terms of zoning, it could be annoying for Mika, but she can entice Poison to come to her with the V-Skill 1. But if she does that raw in neutral, then Flux can use V-Skill 1, the counter with the swing, to kind of take advantage of the situation, get some damage, etc., etc. So
dude, a lot happened in 20 seconds, I want to point out. That was so fast.
I know, crazy, right?
Hey, Chakotay will go for the kill, of course. Okay. Yeah, I mean, wow. What a first 19 to 20 seconds of the match.
Yeah, crazy. Couldn't keep up with it, but here we go. It's the backdash here. Now, yeah, another thing as well that we noticed from Thursday's exchange between these guys was when Flux did get successful straight hits from Heart Raid and Crouch Fierce, he'd always go for a heavy Heart Raid, hard read, just to see if El Chakotay would take the jump, because that's where most of your damage is going to come from in this matchup, when you need to make that hard read. There's a jump.
Getting towards the corner. Oh, this is looking good now for Chakotay. Remember how many V-shifts I just gonna say? Yep. Remember how many there were previously? That was a big part of the match.
Right on cue, David. Right on cue.
Maybe back to the corner? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, please don't V-shift again. Just take the guess. Just one.
Ooh, okay.
You can take that. That's
what
not
a
going to be
button
dead.
press.
Yeah, still alive. Just about alive, but you got to deal with the Deschko and the potential CA.
Yeah, that's the thing. Can't get hit on the way in, though. What an evasion.
Wow.
Okay. She just drop kicked the thin air and was out of there. See ya.
Damn, that's crazy. Okay, gotta be careful. Wrong choice from Flux, and that could be the game, but he dashed under, snuffed out the jump there.
Wait. Oh, man. Each of those whiffs on the anti-air look could have been moments where Chakotay could have done other stuff, but of course, you gotta guess that the opponent's looking for the anti-air, and it's just hard to know.
And it's hard to... You're going to react to it late with the dash afterwards, and then by that point, nice anti-air. Poison will just check your dash anyway. It's the conversion into the jump hard kick. And then that's going to be... Oh, not quite. He didn't have any meter. He was going to be stunned, but...
Out of the corner, at least.
Reversal? No.
Yeah, common point to do it, and he seems comfortable giving up V-meter. However, not here.
If he gets one hit from a Fierce, he should be good. Oh, he tried! And a jump! That should be done! Actually, no, he's got the wrong V-skill. He's got the wrong V-skill.
Oh, so close. Oy. Very similar situation as last time. This is gonna hit. No, it was so close! Oh, jump! From Flux Waves. We saw so many different defensive looks from him. Started off with the V-shift that we had expected from before, and that did happen. But after that, it was actually button a couple of times, including at the end to get the kill. So doing a good job of mixing up his own defensive options. Did a good job of icing Chakotay out mid-screen at the end of that previous round. Flux Waves is looking good.
Yeah, super interesting there. And already, like, El Chakotay is going in for the first blood, gets the Brimstone.
That's not it. Again button.
Alright, there you go. Heavy heart rate. Crush counter again. Please do not V-shift for the life of him. Actually, no, he's in trigger, so he can't do it.
He's stuck, yeah. And Chakotay took advantage of that.
Round two.
Alright, so looking good here. There's the jump, and then, yep, stand medium punch into EX Peach. Again, no V-shift, so he's going to have to firm this, and he tried to hard kick his way out of there, but it's not quite working.
Holding on to that V-meter still here is Flux Waves.
Oh!
There it is! This is huge!
So
Might be one reset away from killing.
Yeah, Command Grab should do it, but he knew it as well. Yeah, still doing it. Oh, man. When you hold up, you hold up. Oh, he's going to spend it. Okay. I'm not sure about
Gonna have
this.
control after this. At least neutralizing that situation there for is Chakotay.
Yeah, we'll see. He's probably got to be... Yeah, he's got to be fixated on the jump, but Light Kick can probably close it out here for Chakotay as well. Light Kick again, and then... If he blocks close enough, he could do EX Peach as a punish, but... He just has to move
Flux Waves
closer.
doing a good job of not being there. Flux Waves walking backwards. Wow, nice. What a whiff punish. That was sick.
Yeah, okay. One apiece here. Yeah, the situation Flux did when he just done the Capcom Cup winning combo of 2019, I don't necessarily agree with that. I can understand why, just to get as much damage, go back to neutral, exhaust your options to potentially get more resources to work with later. But it probably would have been a better idea if you tried to get as much screen carry from one Molotov with the V-Skill one, because it is possible, and then cause a mix-up after that with the second one. But he's in the driving seat. I'm not. He's fighting for a trip to Japan. I'm just at home. Nice. That's what I was talking about before. Ooh.
Oh, okay. He's looked for that for a long time. Finally did find it.
Let's rotate there from Chakotay. And then the EX Peach combo. Another button press.
He's been right so many times defensively, even as it's 1-1. Ah, but same with Tay.
And the jab, that's it. That's it.
He's pressed buttons after forward veers. Big plus frames for Mika. When Mika gets guaranteed Oki, he's guessed right significantly with buttons. Fluxwave's defense has been amazing.
Yeah, and because he plays Mika as well, he knows what the Mika player wants to do when they're abusing Lady Mika like that. So that plays a factor into when you press your buttons.
Sure.
Good job.
He would love to get corner again, but I think, yeah, he was expecting Fluxwaves to look for that.
Yeah, there you go. And he's delaying that for, I don't know if he's delaying medium punch or doing something else, but at least the beast to close the gap. That free tight. Activates. Crash fist, and then can he get a grab of some sort? He might not get the opportunity.
Fluxwaves out of the corner, but out of life as well.
There we go. So Chakotay trying to turn this around and get the lead here in this winners final. Gets the punish. No, not quite. And he's still pressing buttons after that, and it's been successful each and every time, David.
Well, she doesn't have too many defensive options, so that's basically it, and he's been right. No!
I think if he did the heavy version, that was the wrong one. If he did the medium, that should have been better. But Stan's racking up. Oh, good check. I think he was going to be a dash into something, but...
Yeah, I think that was the idea.
There it is. He's doing it a little bit late, but at least he's getting it right. Those are the gimmicks.
There it is, there it is.
Jab.
It's a mix-up incoming! Wow. And I feel like he set that up throughout the last 2 games. You know, he hasn't been going for command grabs. And he's been seeing fewer and fewer V-shifts. In fact, I don't think we've seen one in a game and a half at this point. And so I think at that moment, finally, Tay felt comfortable to bring that out. When he had corner before, you know, many Mikas would go for command grab there. He instead just waited it out. He anti-aired a couple of times. He was patient there. But there, mid-screen, in that moment, and especially with Nadeshko coming to save him afterward, he was comfortable. I like the idea.
There you go. He's got the timing a little bit better now to get the V-skill punish on Mika's V-skill 1. Hard kick. But yeah, good analysis, David. You should definitely keep that up. I think what Flux needs to do is needs to be less, I'd say less panicky on defense, but Mika kind of does that to you. This is why I think it's one of Poison's worst matchup. Once Mika gets in, what do you do? What do you do? Gets the punish, should be dead. Oh no!
Oh, not the X!
He fat fingered it.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Get away. Ah!
Always, man. It's a mind game. It's a mind game. Don't know what heart rate's coming. There we go. Got a bit too close for comfort, and then the heart rate still makes you plus. That's fine. Waiting for that jump. Yeah, he's definitely looking for that jump. He got the anti-air eventually. He's tightened up the timing after that V-skill 1 pressure with his crouching medium punch. Back and forth. What a turnaround for what we saw on Thursday, eh, David?
Yeah, it's very interesting to see. That said, right now looking really good by Fluxwaves. Chakotay will read his way back in a little bit at least. Fluxwaves. Back to the screen where he would like to control, where he is controlling well. Yes, again, really content to give up V-meter. Trying to force the situation, hoping to see the button.
Punish, that could have been a punish, but he went for a to take the turn back instead, and he got hit with a Cheech and Peach.
Again. Anti-air. Can he
Jump.
chase? May have been looking for V-shift there. That would have been great if so, but Fluxwaves had a different call. 2-2.
Yeah. And then I think in certain situations against Mika, depending on your character, if you want a V-shift, you can opt for a jump instead. But then the thing is, if you jump and she's close enough, Lady Mika catches you before it fizz. And then you put in that vortex again, or the pseudo vortex, however you want to call it. So yeah, it can be a bit rough, but again, because Fluxwaves has a Mika in his pocket and understands the mindset of the Mika player, doesn't mean you're exempt from guessing, but he's got a little bit of a better chance.
Oh, punish.
Okay. And he went for the... No! We got it anyway, but one more reset after this will do it.
Does this just kill, actually?
That's dead. Yeah, no, that's dead, actually.
Wow.
Alright.
Match point, Chakotay.
Crazy stuff.
It's some unorthodox timings on the way in there. His charge roundhouse was not when he typically does it. I think Fluxwaves just wasn't looking for it there.
Now, Flux needs to get in and then, yeah, do the heart rate. Oh, sorry, the V-skill 1. Body splash. Here it comes. Mix-up. One more mix-up.
Tricky. Other side.
Oh, no.
Back to it.
Oh, no.
He's going to again prioritize looking for that final hit to kill. And
Does he find it? Yes. Yeah, that's done. He's going to miss.
Is this death again? Yes, surely.
Boy.
Okay. Chakotay. What a final game. As he's the one who wins. This time, we talked about how previously they played just earlier this week, and it was Fluxwaves who took the match. But here, it's Chakotay. It's a close-fought match. It's not like he ran away with it, but in that final match, in that final game, he looked pretty good.
Yeah, it's things just boil down to that one micro decision, that one small interaction that changes, the snowball effect as to whether it will happen or not. You know? If Poison makes the right choice, okay, you get to play neutral for 5 seconds longer before you got to deal with the potential snowball effect again. And I think one of the big differences Chakotay made here was a little bit more non-charged drop kicks, as well as he picked some interesting spots to do X shooting Peach, and for the most part, I think they all hit actually. So that was pretty good. Flux's defense was pretty much the same as what we saw on Thursday, what transpired on Thursday. But I think
fewer V-shifts, especially after he got early.
Yeah.
Other than that, he had good defense in any games.
Yeah, I think it's just like Chakotay was able to snuff things out a bit more. I'd say those jab timings after the V-skill 1 on block from when he used the microphone were interesting as well. So it's good to see, very good to see. And I would really like to see more games between these two in this particular matchup. Snuffed out the V-skill there with the crouching attack, which is really good. And like you said, he introduced the command grab in that penultimate game there for him anyway. He was comboing into it for the last game, but I thought he would have saved the introduction of the command grab to the very last game to not give Flux any breathing room to think about it or consider it. I thought he would have done that live in the match to make him panic even more, but it worked out regardless.
Whew, man, that was big. By the way, there was more left on this. See, like, that combo right there, this command grab here, that would have gotten to the numbers. Like, there's still damage left. But again, it was Chakotay who hangs out in grand finals. So we're gonna take a break from the winner's side. We know that Fluxwaves will play whoever wins the next one down here. It will be Dez and Choco in loser semis. Now, we just played a 3 out of 5. But next one is not actually a finals match. That's not what we call it. Instead, it's just going to be losers quarters or whatever. And so that will, in fact, be a 2 out of 3 when we get to it.
Yes, indeed. But what I need to do first, if you are enjoying the action here and you're a Chakotay supporter, you're like, you know what? I don't want to be a supporter anymore. I want to play too. Well, guess what? Now's your chance. Look at the link below, compete.playstation.com, and you can find out all the information regarding the PlayStation tournaments, and maybe you might be in the running for the next player to win $1,000, but also a free trip to Evo Japan or maybe Evo Las Vegas. Whatever Evo comes next in your neck of the woods is going to be juicy. But please, head on over to that link, sign up, get involved. We want to see you there. We want to be commentating over your matches. And again, it's a very good time to do so. But in the meantime, while you're doing that, tell you what, I'll strike you a deal. We're going to take a break, and during that break, you're going to go onto compete.playstation and find the necessary information, and then you're going to come back. And then you're going to tell me what you did on the website while we just talk away about the matches. So, I'll give you 5 minutes, and we'll see you very shortly.
everybody. Welcome back to what is now going to be the top 3, actually, of the Dojo Fighting Fest Road to Japan. We had previously, earlier today, decided that Mopiolapo is the representative from the European region, and now we got to figure out who the representative is from North America. My name's Ultra David. This is Jammers. We're going to be carrying you through the rest of the bracket.
Yes, it is. We're going to be taking a look at the bracket very shortly. So we did get word that, unfortunately, Dez could not join us for the losers semi-final. So we're going to basically advance to the lower finals. So that basically means Choco will be going up against Fluxwave. Hope everything is okay with Dez. And thank you for actually giving us your time today to play some games and let us witness your Zeku. So I hope everything is all right with you.
Absolutely right. But that does mean that we're going to move on to Flux versus Choco. So look, we talked about Flux before. He looked great earlier in the week in the fight night and was beaten. You know, pretty, not in a blow up, but a very nice turnaround, maybe is how I should phrase it, by Chakotay in the winners finals compared to how things went earlier in the week. So now Flux Waves is going to be the one who has to battle back to get into that grand finals again, where, you know, even if he does, either one of these players, when they do, it's going to be in a bad position having to be in grand finals from loser side, needing to win 2 sets. So it's going to be between them, Choco and Flux Waves. I've liked a lot of what we've seen from Choco as well. You know, his ability to read on Space Boy, throw or not, was a huge part of it. His forward movement was a great part of it. And those could come in big. But if you were Flux Waves here, would you stick with Poison, or are you headed elsewhere in character select?
I would stick to Poison. Mika can do well, but I think the best person to ask in that regard is Luffy. Luffy actually has pretty decent experience using Mika versus Nakali. I'd stick with Poison, but your V skill's got to change. You can, well, to be fair, you can use either or V skill 1 or V skill 2. They both serve different purposes. V skill 1 is not as good against Nakali's V skill 1. Yes, he's picked V skill 2. Yeah. So if Nakali jumps, you can actually cartwheel under. If he does a regular jump, you don't need to follow up. If he does the dive kick to mess up your crouching medium punch anti-hit, you get punished with the cartwheel follow-up. That's the main reason. And it's actually pretty good in the corner, but he's had to block there because that was a tight angle, so we'll give him that. Right, pressure being applied. Look at that. He's already lost like basically 40% of his health, David.
Pretty fast, already with trigger ready to go. And really just pestering constantly. Fluxwave is not giving almost any time. Now there's some time, but to what end is the question? Stroko's trying to find his dash in. Yes, here's the jump in, maybe is the start.
Oh, too far.
Early! Oh, too far? You think it was?
Yeah, I think it was too far.
Bummer for him. Anything will do it. Flux Waves! Wow. Moving forward. After a round spent of moving away for the most part. Moving forward, Choco did not expect.
Yeah, indeed. And then good trade there for Flux, but the knockdown was in Choco's favor. Gets the command grab into the uppercut, straight to the corner, gets a grab.
That's been the big go-to, especially versus everybody but at the last 3 games of Chakotay. Flux Waves now forcing pressure. Okay, forcing V-meter spent.
Okay, V-reversal again, building up that great damage, plus with the help of V-skill 1 as well. Yeah, he's V-reversaling back. Okay, he's looking for a jump, yeah. Big jump in. Fantastic jump there.
Ooh, nice! Backdash, what an interesting choice for Choco right there, but it was effective.
Yeah, and it's still pretty effective in this game, and I feel that's going to be pretty big in SF6 as well, David, because of the recovery and throws.
Yeah, that's true.
Pressure with these.
Advantage there. Ooh, he didn't expect it to be so far down. I think he's looking for DP there, but didn't have the input in time.
Hello. Can he pull him in to waste his V-trigger? Yep. He's not going to waste it, though. Goes for a throw tech.
Huge jump. No! The stubby Nakali.
He's done it again. What he did against Space Boy, he's going to do it again.
Oh, man. He is running riot right now. Choco.
Wow.
No! Oh, boy.
He's dead. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, surely. Yeah.
These guys... Now, I'm not sure why Choco got hit with that crouching medium punch. I didn't say counter hit. There wasn't no airborne state there or whatever. He just got hit by it. Maybe he wanted to jump and then try and mess up the angle there. I was expecting Flux to do a V-shift break, but all the guys have been doing V-shifts today and no breaks. Well,
Yeah, it's true. It has been rare.
Crazy. What a crazy first game we had. Good challenge.
Oh, that was tricky. I will give him that. Choco in.
Ambiguous indeed, trying to get the sweep, and yep, could have got a fierce punish there on the V-shift command grab, but we'll take this anyways, back to the mid screen, that's what matters. The trigger, yeah.
Flux Waves not chilling out at all. It's Choco, yes! And a lot of that was Flux Waves trusting his defense and getting some unforced errors, not what he was looking for, or not the mix-ups that he was hoping to be correct. Typically his defense has been great, but right there, Choco had the solutions.
One thing he's been doing a lot, he's done it against Chakotay, he did it against Choco as well, he's jumping back in the corner. He's not trying to jump out, he's jumping back, and he leaves himself exposed, especially if they're going for a shimmy to react to the throw, not necessarily doing something else. Into the corner we go.
Choco. Reading it. Patience by Flux Waves. That's a lot of gray up there.
Rage,
Yeah, little delay on it.
Nice. I think because he noticed before that he teched after the heart rate on block, so he could take his shots with the delayed crouch jab. And sometimes, if your timing's right, because the jab is 1 frame faster than a throw, you can beat him to the punch.
Oh! Here's Choco.
Crush counter, he beat him to the punch. Yeah, that was like a couple of frames faster. That's why the hard kicks beat it.
Close.
Thunder.
Coming off the V meter there. And gaining a little bit right away.
Again, into the break.
There's the break.
Now, is he going to catch him with a jump soon? No? Overhead?
Again, I really think he's looking for DP there, just doesn't have it in time.
This is huge on the block.
Oh, big opportunity, big opportunity. Key. Look at Choco trying to make his way to Flux Waves, trying to play patiently. Did he get it?
No. And that is the trick, that is the beauty of heart rate cancels. Because we abuse Stanfist and the heart rate cancels so much, the one time you think you can get us, you don't. It gets blocked, you waste all your resources, and you lose the game. He's 2-0 down, David. He's 2-0
I love
down.
the use of the first person right there. That, yeah. Nice. Very
Happens
nice.
all the time.
I'm sure it does. It's just a read, right? It could have been that he let the whip go right there, but hey. Flux Waves is the one who came out on top in that instance.
And
Okay,
what?
great start.
Yeah, what a response to that. He said, you know what? I'm gonna fire on all cylinders. Get that crush counter, good confirm. There you go. And he tried to cartwheel under. He done the cartwheel, but he done it a bit too late. That's what I was talking about before. Damage coming through. Ooh. He almost got it. Wow. Yeah, a lot of hard kicks today. To be fair, that is a very strong button, and that's going to be stunned, and that's to be the round.
Could he kill now? Oh,
yeah, he's got his Molotov. Unscared
he has
damage.
Molotovs as well. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Don't worry, mate. That ignores scaling, especially when you're optimal.
So that means it's match point for Flux Waves. I don't feel like Choco has been getting dunked, to be honest, but
yeah.
the score says otherwise at the moment, as Flux Waves has big control.
Look at the OQ here, waited for a reversal just in case. Maybe Choco might be looking for a jump again soon. Doesn't need to at this point. Crouch fist. You can use that a bit more now because there's no CA on deck to punish it. So.
There it is. He's been looking for it.
That's the dash to do that. Conversion. Is he going to hold up? Oh. Woo. Wow. He really wants this round, and he gets it.
Gotta get this round.
He's been knocking on the door for a little while, and his efforts are paying off slowly but surely.
Oh boy. Quite a start for Flux Waves, as Choco's gonna begin this round effectively at half-life.
Half-life, about to with the trigger. If he can get 1 or 2 V skills off, it may work out, but then Flux actually identified that as well. The trigger. Here it is.
Here it is. Very few options here for Flux Waves. V-meter's ready.
Again.
Choco pestering.
Oh, he could have got a...
Pestering
hit
still.
control?
This could be stun. Yes.
Is he going to activate from this point, or is he going to leave it? No, he's going to leave
Hold
it.
on to that just in case. Look at this, Choco. Nice. In these last 2 rounds, this offense really made a lot of sense. You know, look, Flux Waves, as we've been talking about, he's got a bunch of defensive options up his sleeve. He mixes them up well, but a few series in this match have really been dominated by Choco, and that's part of why I feel like I'm surprised almost to look at the score and it says 2-1. It almost said a 3-0. I don't really feel like that reflects how the match has gone. There have been extended periods where Flux has had control, but we've also seen great offense by Choco, and that's part of what we saw there. He's going to need to look for more of that.
Yeah, especially if he can obtain the corner positioning, like super early. He's already off to a fine start in this next round. That was a very careless sweep that didn't get punished, so you're pretty lucky there. Second the mix-up. Out of there, and the punish.
Oh, that was sick. What a read.
Big damage coming through. Is he going to spend the Molotov? He goes for a reset himself. No trigger yet. He's going to go for the guess.
Activation, absolutely. In.
There you go.
And now with Super to think about. No,
Throw
Choco's
loops.
makes it happen. Yes, he has actual ones in trigger.
Woo!
A command grab!
Wow. Throw loops are getting to him now. Flux Waves, his defense is being questioned hard now. Good backdash on the V skill, and he's got a heart rate in. Takes a grab. He might be able to do another one to get a V reversal out of him. No, not quite. Good job.
Oh.
Can't
He's
let
had a few
poison
of those.
players. Yeah, can't let poison players get away with that too much. The jump does expose that pretty hard. So.
A much earlier V reversal than we've often seen from Flux. Tried to get away yet again with V skill, and yet again it's Choco who finds the hit. He's looking for corner carry.
He's doing the V skill way too late. Trying to react, you've got to really identify that jump pretty early. Reversal.
It's so tough to read what Choco's going to do. Flux Waves hasn't been able to get a good read on that.
Oh no.
And that was him jumping away. That was not a combo. That was him trying to skedaddle. And instead, Choco does tie it up. It is 2-2. Again, remember what's on the line here. Not just a trip into Grand Finals, but once you're in Grand Finals, you get the chance to win that flight to Japan for EVO Japan, as well as $1,000. So these 3 players are the ones who are playing for it at this point, and this one is coming down to the wire on it.
Yo, okay, he's gonna stick with the poison. Okay, it hasn't been too bad. It's just that this matchup gets frustrating over time. The ground pound causes a lot of issues. If you guess wrong on a jump, the party takes you straight to the corner. He's gonna get good damage here into the light shocking heal. And he hasn't been able to read the reversals at all, I don't think. Has he blocked 1 or 2, maybe?
That was, I bet, V reversal too.
Oh yeah,
It worked
100%,
out.
100%. You can throw him again if he wants to, but he's got to be wary of that. There's the throw. You can pull him in. Throw him again.
I imagine he's going to hold on to it. Yeah, Choco really just identified needing to have that trigger as a way to get that win at that point. And he may be right, but that's a bad bet to have to make, and Flux Waves put him in there, match point.
Oh, wow. Right out of the gates, he jumped. It worked for 4. He must have been looking for that, but missed his dash. That's unfortunate. So it's going to put him at least a 45% life deficit here, David.
This is such a different style here for Flux Waves. Much more about offense, much more about moving forward.
That's the second time that's happened. He's not building meter from that, I can assure you.
Oh, that is a lot of gray life up there. It's still holding on, though.
And
Still
that's
holding
gonna
on.
be Guess for game. Is he going to like rock out the DP? Wake up buttons? Wow, good choice.
What a button choice by Flux Waves, whose defense he trusted till the very end, even though Choco did have series where he dominated offensively. Nevertheless, when it came down to it, Flux Waves knew what he needed to do and guessed right in that situation. He put himself in great spots throughout in that game. That was a very strong game for him, but that could have gone south, may have gone south in previous rounds. But here, he made exactly the right choice to move on to get the rematch in Grand Finals.
Yeah, I got to give credit to, again, David highlighted this numerous times. You've got to give credit to Flux for believing in his defense, because believing in it is one thing, and then actually executing it immediately afterwards that you tell yourself it's good is very difficult because, again, if Choco went for a command grab, that could have snowballed into something deadly because Choco won a round off of that, per se, especially in the corner. A lot of things could have panned out there. Yeah, I like the way Flux started, and then I like the forced adaptation from Choco. Again, mixing things up with his jab and the reversals as well. This is the round where he really had the V-trigger as the threat because you didn't know when he was going to activate it, which I allowed to get that. Then he gets around with throw loops as well. He had Flux waves on his toes. But then, I think, again, classic example of being a bit too stubborn, but you're looking at one of the best EX moves in the game with his heart rate. So when you do activate your trigger, man, you've got to deal with that stuff. Let's throw. Wasn't it the heart rate again? And then he just kind of forced that out of him. And he pressed the button there. He didn't tech, he just pressed the button.
Yeah, he was trying to take his turn back. I mean, to be fair, it's exactly what Flux Waves ended up winning by doing, right? Like, you have to press buttons defensively sometimes. That was just, unfortunately for Choco, not the right moment. You see here, Flux Waves, patience, then there it is. Taking his turn right away and making it in to Grand Finals, where it's going to be the same matchup that we saw in Winner's Side. Chakotay versus Flux Wave. Same matchup that we saw in Fight Nights not too long ago. Here's a look at the tail of the tape between these two. Both of them, tremendous win rates, but I am so impressed by Chakotay. To have 126 matches and 91%, not only the most played of anybody in this top 8, but also the highest win rate at the same time is remarkable.
Now, it's definitely the most played in this top 8. I'm not sure. We'd have to ask the production team. Maybe they might know. He might be the most played matches throughout just the competitions that a lot of PlayStation tournaments have to offer. And I can tell you, like, listen, when it comes to tournaments online or just in general, Chakotay keeps his ears to the ground to know what's up because, again, he tries to get as much tournament experience as he can online and offline. He's a huge advocate of both. You see him streaming his runs. He might be streaming right now. You see him just, again, promoting, trying to share the wealth with you guys and say, hey, look, I'm competing here. I'm in the running to get a spot to go to one of these events, and so should you guys. But listen, we're asking the question now. The polls are coming through. It's my characters again, so I don't mind who you pick this time. I'm Gucci. I'm good.
Look, I like watching both. Although these aren't the characters that I play, I do the same thing of playing the grappler and the zoner. So, you know, these are two different ones than I went with. But yeah, I have a blast watching both of them myself. So I'm going to be happy either way. And also for both of these players, you know, they have been working for a long time. It would be awesome for both. I'd be really happy for both if they get this trip to EVO Japan. One of them will. And you at home believe that it's going to be Flux Wave. 67% is your prediction, your amount of people who predict Flux to take it. It's a tough road. It's not just about the first set, naturally, right? We're talking about 2 sets for Flux Waves that he has to win, both 3 out of 5. That's just a long road to do. And especially if it goes like how Winners Finals went, which was 3 games to 2, this could be a long match.
Well, as David said, it's a tall order. But tall order and impossible are 2 different things. And I can tell you it's definitely not the latter. But we're into the Grand Finals here. Get strapped in. It's going to be an interesting one. Crush counter right off the gate.
Yeah, we're into the corner immediately. 12 seconds in.
Right, there's no punish there on the drop kick. He could have got that. Poison's light kick has got a lot of range. It's one of the better ones in the game. Jab check. He was trying to do that when they played in the Grand Final in the Fight Nights on Thursday, but it looks like he's worked on that. Or at least if they guys saw each other in their bracket path, they worked on something, both of them.
Oh, super good stuff on that crouching pierce. Chakotay, what a round. He got into the corner fast, and although it wasn't an immediate death after that for Flux Waves, it was still just very, very good caging by Chakotay. His mix between regular roundhouse and charge roundhouse is huge.
Yes, indeed. Gets the forward throw, walks up and steals some frames to get another forward throw there. Heart rate in, and he's still not going to go for a V reversal here, Chakotay. So yeah, be careful about that. He needs to resort to an air-to-air very soon because Chakotay will try and do the body splash mix-ups he's been successful with in previous encounters. Punish!
Yeah, there you go. It's rare to see that actually punished, but it's been minus the entire game's life. And here's Chakotay in. Oh, yes! He could take that option away very quickly. That would be a bummer for Flux Waves, who's stuck yet again. And after blowing up the V-shield, Flux Waves was taught, you better not do it again. He didn't. but Chakotay was on to the next mix-up already.
Well, what a first game there. He ended their last encounter with 2 EX finishes, and he ends the first game here in the grand final first set here with 2 EX moves. So again, firing on all cylinders. You can tell he's the more ravenous one of the two right now who really wants that trip out there. And like we said before, he signed up for the CPT qualifiers and he couldn't make it. He couldn't make the LCQ. So this would be a very good redemption if he can win this here, Chakotay.
Oh, the jab. Important to shutting down Chakotay's offense, but if you get the timing even a little bit wrong, you are busted.
The reversal. Stone Cold Stunner. Gonna get the jab.
Didn't have EX. Right, so instead he's up in the corner. Woo! The spacing on it! And still has his turn! Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Stun's coming.
This is all Chakotay right now. The Dojo Fighting Fest Road to Japan. Why is it called that? Again, winner gets the trip to Japan for EVO Japan, which is next month. At about this time next month, one of these guys will be traveling towards Japan.
Yeah, and they get $1,000 to boot. This is a money match right here.
Yeah, big time.
Alright, good jab check. Could he get the 3-piece though? Gets another crush counter. He's been successful with that. And the stun from the crouch medium punch anti-air. One more guess. Is he going to guess wrong again, Fluxwave? He's going to guess right. Guess is right.
Just seemingly can do no wrong right now. Chakotay has complete control. Regular grab's gonna do it. The less risky of the grab options right there by Chakotay. He has gotten the corner within the first 15 seconds every round so far. We played 4 rounds. Every time. He's in the corner right away. He never lets go once he's there. Poor Fluxwaves is trying all the options. We've seen the button, we've seen the V-shift, we've seen him try to jump out, and they just have all gotten got because those are mix-ups, and if Chakotay guesses right, then he's gonna capitalize, and he has been guessing right.
I say this from first-hand experience. This is the life you chose. This is one of your worst matchups. You've got to deal with it. And if you do guess right and play the neutral correctly, you can win it. But again, it's kind of just straight hits, death by 1,000 cuts, by death by 1,000 grabs, if you really want to give it a phrase. But
that stand medium punch always looks like a cut to me. Like she's really cutting into you with that thing. Slice. Uh-oh. Too far, too far.
Yeah.
So Fluxwaves gets a break. Gotta go back to this mid-range control. No, okay, sure. If you get the knockdown like that, try the offense. He did. So a little bit better stuff for him. Could have gone south, though.
Alright, again. Gonna charge up the V-skill, get a little bit of V-meter before... If he can get to 1 bar before he really goes in, this will be beneficial for him. Yeah, okay. Straight to the corner. He's got the V-trigger already. Spends the bar for more damage. There's the
oh, nice. Right.
Stun.
And surely the game, yeah. You know, I mean, it's not just about not getting cornered. It's also Fluxwaves going in more. He was able to build offense more often and capitalize. I'm not sure what it was that Chakotay tried to do at the end that got him caught by that fierce. But you do see him sometimes make big bets. Sometimes he will just hold up on wake up. He'll do like up forward or he'll dash forward. Like we have seen him make that kind of mix sometimes. Might have been something like that, but in any case, it's Fluxwaves who takes the game.
Nah, I think he tried to hold up because in those situations when the poison player is in a very good spot, they will try and do walk up throw again. But you think that, and you think they're not going to do stand hard punch into heart rate because you think they're going to do or worried about your reversal. So you try and do something else. That's probably what it was. Throw tech.
Nice work.
Much better now. Much better here from Flux. Punish.
Punish.
Yeah. Be confident in that. Don't worry. They don't do the American Mika players don't do what the French Mika players do. They do the target combo into the shooting piece as a frame trap and try to catch you off guard with that.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my word.
He's got another one. He's got the corner. So despite all of that earlier stuff, now with the corner,
punish.
Unsafe. Yeah. There's a range there where you're all right, but it's tough to find.
He is, and I think Fluxwave must have micro-walked slightly forward to make that a little bit more punishable. Oh, the jump again! Taking a book, a leaf out of Choco's book. Yes, look at this. What a turnaround.
Yo! Oh, wow.
tech. No V-trigger here for El Chacote, so Fluxwaves needs to get a hit, and he finds the hit into the V-skill. He's spending the bar again. Yeah, that's what he's waiting for. He's waiting for CA or something to kind of blow that up. But
it's a fully loaded Chakotay now. And whiffing a big thing actually could mean... Oh, he hold on to it. It's the long one.
Oh,
EX grab!
He's dead.
I think that's it. Match point, tournament point, Evo Japan trip point for Chakotay.
Well, I mean, if he wants to double dash in and get something started, he can do.
Dex
wait
would've
first.
worked, dude! It would've
Yeah, well, he got a jump instead. We'll take that. We will take that.
Oh,
he's trying to
mixing
dash
it up.
in. Hard kick. That's it. Hard kick stops people in their tracks, and you can get a crush counter from it as well. V reversal because it's out of panic right now. The mental stack's too much. Let's go in there. Oh, this is a good choice. We go back to the mid screen, but
There will be a super to think about on Fluxwaves' side.
yeah. Can he get steamroll from here? V reversal. Oh! The jump back. If he gets hit by a fierce into super, that could be it.
Yeah. Stay patient as he woke up. He was worried. Okay, so the super is no longer the issue.
Reversal. Oh, these guys are going to scrap for this. Command grab will take it. He checked their dash. That is it. That's it.
Hey, all right, Chakotay is going to be the one who takes it. Dojo Fighting Fest Road to Japan North America champion El Chakotay punches his ticket to Evo Japan. Again, that will be a month from now. Congratulations to him for that and for an impressively strong performance today, including against players who have beaten him in the past, even just recently. But he clearly had thought about it, thought about what to do differently, and he came out swinging big time. Especially those first couple of games, he won 4 rounds straight. He was dominating at the beginning of this thing. And at the end, was still strong enough to make it happen as well.
I tell you what, it was pivotal throughout the set. The jumps were paying dividends. Got a couple of drop kicks as well. He was a bit more audacious with his command grabs. EX Rainbow Typhoon, the Giant Swing, and Shooting Peach. We didn't really see Brimstone used at all. I think he was very faithful and had confidence in his light, his tick throw game as well as his lights in general. This is the reset situation. Flux, I like, even when Flux believes in his defense and it looks a bit like, disheveled and panicky sometimes, he still believes in it to keep him in the dogfight.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, like, you're still in that snowballing situation. It's still a dangerous one to deal with at that. And again, he wasn't really landing full combos outside of V-Trigger. And with the poison situation, when you're not using V-Trigger 2 with a command grab, you got to deal with a command grab that's basically accessible at every point in the round there for Mika. So it gets a bit overwhelming, you know?
It's just tough to expect yourself to be able to make all the right defensive choices versus somebody like Tay using a character like Mika. And over time, yeah, so you mentioned, that's not what happened. So Tay, in this round, made the comeback happen. This jump, he could have just had the combo, but right into the command grab as well. Chakotay is the champion, 3-1 after having a 3-2 in winners finals. So for him, a better result, certainly, in that grand finals than he had seen in winners side. Hats off to him. He played it great. That was awesome to see. Again, his reward, just to reiterate, he gets that trip to Evo Japan. He gets to do exactly what he talked about. Remember, we asked all these people, well, what are you interested in doing in Japan when you go to Evo Japan? And his choice is being able to fight strong players that I've never been able to play against before. Sorry, that was Fluxwaves. The food, the arcades, and the scenery is what Chakotay is looking forward to. And he will be able to do exactly that next month.
Hey man, live it up, soak it up. You've earned it, well deserved, and you put in the hours. And again, it's great to see. Like we said, he did sign up for the LCQ at Capcom Cup. Unfortunately, couldn't make it. So this is a great, I'm not going to say substitute. This is another great opportunity he has, and he should be able to go. And he's going to have a good time. If you've never been to Japan before,
Sure.
Take our word for it. You will have a good time. I don't think anyone's had a bad experience. At least as far as I'm aware, the people I know, they haven't had a bad experience. And hopefully, Chakotay, you won't have a bad experience there either. And you'll be playing fighting games with some of the best, like you said. Having some great foods. Make sure you take loads of pictures.
Yes.
Take loads of pictures. That's all I'm saying.
And he'll be taking that $1,000 as well for first place, I'm sure. So congrats again to him for doing what he needed to do, and even beyond winning this thing, also for taking a match that he had lost just recently, thinking about it, how to approach it differently, and clearly making some changes that had great impact. That is, as a competitor, that's always awesome to see as well.
Yeah, it is great to see. All right, so we should be wrapping things up here, but hey, keep an eye out on the schedule. On this exact channel, you're going to be seeing Fight Nights for Guilty Gear Strive from tomorrow, and then on February 28th, there'll be Tekken 7 Fight Nights from 9 a.m. PT. With Guilty Gear Fight Nights, it'll be at 6 p.m. PT. And of course, in the March, we're going to be seeing Rainbow Six Siege, an invitational on March 1st, and there's going to be another invitational on March 15th. So keep an eye out for that if you are a Rainbow Six Siege fan and just lurking on this channel, watching some fighting games, enjoying what we do. But keep an eye out on this channel. There'll be schedules all around the clock when we are doing these events. But then, David, how is another way they can get involved in this action?
You can get involved through the PlayStation Tournaments Community Discord, which regularly hosts play sessions, interviews with figures in the community, and other special content. Street Fighter is one of the games, of course. That's what you just watched here. But there's a lot of other stuff going on. We're talking about some of the other games, for example, but there's a deep roster out there. So if you're somebody who is interested in competitive gaming, this is a really, really good way to get involved.
It is a great way to get involved as well. But do not forget, I shall magically make it. Yeah, there you go. I love the production team. Magically make it appear on screen. Do not forget, if you liked and want to relish in Chakote's win, well, don't be a spectator. Don't be a bystander. Be in the seat yourself. I want you to sign up to compete.playstation.com and you can get involved in this and maybe win your own trip to Japan and $1,000. Don't forget, all the players that participate today, commiserations to all of them, they are going to be paid out accordingly. But congratulations to El Chacote for winning the big bucks and the grand prize of today as well. So not only does Mopalapo take a trip to Japan from the European region, but Chacote joins him as well. So it's been a fun day commentating some more Street Fighter 5 action. Like we said, it may be done in some people's heads, but there's still some more tournaments to commentate and close out before we move on to the next game. It's been a great time. David, it's always been a pleasure commentating with you. Maybe I might be able to slip away from you. I don't know. It's hard to do that these days.
Hey man, it was a blast commentating with you as well. Congrats to the players who ended up taking it. We will see how Chakotay and Mopilapo do at EVO Japan next month. Thanks a lot for watching Dojo Fighting Fest Road to Japan. See you guys next time.
PlayStation